the phone, everybody. Holy crap. It is huge news. It's happening. It's happening. Everybody holy crap. What? This isn't really earth-shattering news like some people want to make you believe, but it looks like a 300 prequel series is in the works at Warner Brothers with Zack Snyder. And this is the important part that I want people to listen to here, because this is very, very, very important to listen to here. He is just in talks to direct. Now, what George on X says here is very, very valid. 300 was completely and historically inaccurate, but it was a fun movie with great visuals, and sure, he's going to watch the series, as will I. The 300 film was fun. The sequel, not so much, but Zack had really nothing to do with that except for be a producer. And they're going to do a prequel series. I'm sure it's going to be fun. Maybe. We'll see. But this is coming from Variety. If we go check Variety out, it says a 300 TV series adaptation is in early development at Warner Brothers Television, Variety has learned from sources. Exact plot details are still being worked out, but sources say that the show would serve as a prequel to the 2006 film. No writer or platform is currently attached to the project. So I tell you what, this is really, really, really early development. I mean, first off, when you're this early on, my guess is it was just a conversation like, hey, we really liked that 300 movie and it didn't do too bad for us. Yeah, it was pretty good, huh? I wonder if there's maybe a story there that we could tell like a prequel with. Yeah. Hey, why don't we see if Zack's not busy? And that's pretty much where it's at, I'm sure. It says deals are still being negotiated, but Zack Snyder, who directed and co-wrote 300, is in talks to direct and executive produce the series. So they've probably reached out to Zack and like, hey, we're thinking about this. And I'm sure Zack is probably itching to do something because Rebel Moon, that series probably isn't moving forward at Netflix. It's not going to be moving forward, folks. As much as so many people want to sit there and say, we're going to get Rebel Moon Part 3, Part 4, Part 12, whatever you want to do, it's not going to be moving forward. And if it is, it's going to be on a much smaller scale, possibly in animated form. I would be shocked if we got anything more than a Part 3. Part 3, if we get that, is probably going to be it, but I highly doubt we're even going to get Part 3 at this point. So I'm sure he's very interested in, getting something. Now there's people sitting there saying that there's a good chance that the Snyderverse is going to come back because of this. Oh, this is the first step to the Snyderverse of DC content coming back. Now, folks, let's be real here. Let's be honest with ourselves. First off, this is Warner Brothers Television. This is not Warner Brothers Discovery. This is not the film division of Warner Brothers. This isn't DC Studios. Very separate divisions of Warner Brothers. All of this. Sure, it is him being in good gracious with the company, the family of Warner Brothers Discovery. Sure. But let's not forget that, to be able to do the Snyderverse again, that is a DC property. That is getting involved with James Gunn and what he's doing. That's not going to happen. It's not happening how you guys want to see it happen. As much as you all want to believe this is the first step to that happening. But let's be real here. I thought you all wanted to see Rebel Moon continue. I thought you were all 110% behind him in Rebel Moon. Or were you just saying that because it's Zack Snyder? I mean, Rebel Moon did terribly, so obviously you guys weren't really behind it. So here we sit. Possibly. I mean, this thing is in such early development. They don't have writers, they don't have a story, they don't have a director or producers yet. I mean, it is so early on in development. Look, I will watch this if it comes to fruition, but we're talking right now that if they were to green light this today, which is not going to happen, we're like 3-4 years from this happening. I don't see it. I don't see that being a real possibility. So let's just say this was to happen. We're talking 3-4 years from now, this coming out. So then you're saying, oh, this is the first step to the Snyderverse. So this happened in 3 or 4 years. And then, another 3-4 years until the Snyderverse happens? So we're talking, 15 years since we last saw something? The insanity that these people have when it comes to Zack Snyder and continuing the Snyderverse is absolutely getting out of hand. I just don't understand it. It's hard for me to understand. Look, this is some kind of cool news. Let's be excited about this. Let's look forward to this. Let's not jump to conclusions, and let's not sit here and act like we won. That's literally something I saw today on Twitter. Is somebody said, "We won with this news." What did we win? There was no winning. There wasn't anybody asking for this. It's not even official that Zack Snyder is coming back. He is in talks, supposedly, according to the report, which is just from sources, that he's in negotiations right now to come back and do this. He's not even signed on. So who won? To be able to win, you have to have been, in a game of some sort, shooting for some kind of goal. What was the goal here? If I'm not mistaken, most of the Snyder cult, most of the Snyder loyalists hate Warner Brothers Discovery. At least that's what they've been touting for years. They hate Warner Brothers. They want nothing to do with Warner Brothers. So Zack going back to Warner Brothers kind of goes against what they've been touting for the last number of years. So what was won? You see, there's a major disconnect within that fandom that causes a lot of issues when it comes to things like this. They need to step back. Zack is a filmmaker. He's going to make decisions that best suit his career. What doesn't best suit his career is to make stupid-ass decisions based on stupid-ass fans, like yourself. His decisions are going to be, hey, I have an idea. I have a story I want to make. If it fits the 300 prequel idea, he's going to do it. If it doesn't, he's going to move on and maybe do Army of the Dead stuff. Maybe he will be allowed to make more Rebel Moon. Unlikely. But we'll see what happens. But I can assure you, right now, and for the foreseeable future, it is unlikely that he's going to be able to do the Snyderverse in any capacity. But let me know your thoughts. What do you think about this news? It's interesting. That's for damn sure. I didn't see this coming. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And 300 prequel series could be interesting. That's if it happens. Minimum 2 years away, but probably more like 3 or 4. And that's if Zack actually signs on, which, honestly, depending on what happens with Rebel Moon, what happens with Army of the Dead, he may not even do this. Let me know your thoughts, comments below, like, subscribe, all that jazz. With all that said, I'll catch you all later.